What have you learned in your years and working across really blue chip clients about working with brand content partners, whether it be a studio or a network? What has been the key learning that you would say to someone, in your shoes that you'd want to share? Like, you need to know this before doing this.
Yeah. Well, it's tricky. I think it's important to understand what's the aspect of your brand, the part of the story that doesn't naturally lend itself as easily to a 30-second format or a print ad or, and then to be able to say, well, now, what is it that then as you're starting to think about either partners or if you just want to explore your own, creating your own branded content, what's the piece of the story that you're really kind of looking to tell and not try and turn it into the 30-second TV ad. I think you kind of regress back to the mean. So I think making sure that you really are opening yourself up for what's the added piece that I'm able to do by who do I partner with. And then I think if it is a partner, it's kind of finding that organic intersection between what's the assets that they bring with your brand that then together you can really kind of create something that you can integrate your brand and that people will want to engage with that message. But if it turns into brand advertising, I think that's probably the biggest trap that is easy as an advertiser to fall back to, even no matter how progressive you think you are.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale. I definitely agree. Would you, related to what you were just speaking about regarding different owned assets, would you say that branded content or video partners value retail, point of sale, packaging, CRM? Are those types of vehicles that are owned assets from a client side? Do they value that when you're constructing partnership deals?
I think it depends. I think it depends on the partner. So, I think you have to kind of pick your bedfellows, so to speak. There are some partners that are actively looking for content distribution. And so therefore, what your media schedule is, the fact that you do have retail locations, the fact that you do have a robust CRM list, those can be important because on a pure kind of barter basis, you as a client are offering currency that has some value. There may be other partners that, particularly if it's maybe if you're trying to integrate into an existing property, that really distribution isn't their primary goal, then it'll be maybe a bit more challenging because then you're not really offering, your other assets aren't really providing value. So it's like any relationship. I think you need to kind of put on the table, be clear on what it is that you both really want out of the relationship, and then to see if you can find some mutual value.
Speaking about relationship, knowing that we've been working over the last 8 months on the U.S. Cellular Shark Tank Meets Main Street program,
yes,
for small business operators that you guys service so well. What has been something about that branded content platform that you're most proud of?
Well, I think what I'm most proud of is that so I think each marketer, each brand has their own set of challenges. And U.S. Cellular, we provide national coverage, but we advertise in spot markets. Right. And so really being able to take advantage of a national branded property, probably if nothing else in the past, I would say probably has been more challenging just from a mindset standpoint. So I think some of it is really kind of challenging yourselves around what really can be possible. And we at U.S. Cellular are very committed to entrepreneurship. So then you start looking and saying, oh, well, what other brands can we affiliate with that also, that's kind of an intersection point. And then asking the question, reaching out to a partner like yourself to then reach out and start the conversation with an ABC, like a brand property like Shark Tank. And it by asking the question, you're not out of anything if you don't. All you're out of is just saying no. You're not out of anything. So that I think we're really most proud of. And then I think it's been such a collaborative relationship around this notion of really being focused on champions of entrepreneurship. What can we together create in terms of content that viewers are going to be interested in?
Great. Final question. One of the unique aspects of that whole program was that you actually went to markets that perhaps Shark Tank wouldn't have gone for casting calls.
Yeah.
So Des Moines, Iowa, or Greenville. Can you tell me about any feedback that you've received from those entrepreneurs that went and stood in line to actually pitch their ideas to the Sharks?
Well, we're not in the medical field, so we don't have as much of the luxury of feeling like, that you're doing something great for society. But these entrepreneurs, Main Street, if you're not living in a major market where the casting call would normally come, the ability to just have the opportunity to have access to be able to present their business was enormous. And the feedback that we got, it really kind of touched you, because for many entrepreneurs, they're putting it on the line every day. They have they're working it part-time or they've quit their full-time job. So the opportunity to have that access was so meaningful to them. And I mean, when we had people travel, not just in the state, but to travel and to come, they were really very complimentary and felt that made you feel good that we were doing good things both for them, but also really doing good things for the brand.
Doing good while doing well. That's great.
That's
Thank you,
right.
Cristel.